Hi guys, it's me again. I'm back for video number 8, I think it is, and let's start talking about strength exercises for the Achilles tendon. The first type of strength exercise I wanted to go over was called isometric strengthening. This is nowadays often referred to as the first strength exercise often prescribed for Achilles tendinopathy. Now, several years ago, Jill Cook and Craig Purdom came up with a continuum of strength exercises, which really threw a spanner in the works in the physio profession in terms of how we treated Achilles tendons. Often we blanket prescribed the Alfredson technique, which was calf drops over a step. So you just dropped your heel down off the edge of a step, and you tried to do 45 of them morning and night, and you did that for 12 weeks, and the theory was that it'll just get stronger over time and condition and rehab. But yeah, it helped some people, but it didn't help everyone, and so there was thought to be a better way to go about it, and try to individualize things rather than blanket and recipe, like a recipe based treat all our patients. So the very first exercise that they came up with on the continuum was meant to be the easiest exercise. So the exercise that stressed your Achilles, but then didn't. That even if you were quite sore and irritated, then it was a stress that was quite healthy, and a stress that the tendon would be good for the tendon. It would promote blood flow, which in effect would promote healing and change. And it wouldn't irritate and further exacerbate your pain and symptoms and feel like it was slowing healing down. So that's in a nutshell. That's what I sort of refer to the isometric exercise. It's a great early stage exercise. And what does isometric mean? Well, isometric generally means hold. So the muscle length doesn't change. So when you're contracting the muscle, you just keep it statically in that contraction for a various amount of time. Now, Ebony Rio and other research suggested for patellar tendons, so the tendon at your knee, often referred to jumper's knee, so for volleyballers and jumpers, basketballers, if they've got a tendon issue there, she showed with her research that if you jumped on a knee extension machine at the gym and just held quite a heavy weight, so 70% of your maximal voluntary contraction for five sets of 45 seconds, it acted as a really good analgesic and relieved pain. So generally that research has sort of led to everyone sort of going, okay, well, yeah, maybe they have an analgesic effect. And so since then, I remember being shown by Peter Maliaris on a leg press machine how holding a calf raise at about, I think it was body weight, for an extended period of time, and doing about 3 of them really alleviated my Achilles tendon pain personally. And then I've seen it work quite well in the running population with Ryan Gregson, Jeremy Roth and Collis Birmingham with their proximal hamstring tendinopathies. They were big fans of doing isometrics as well. I've also talked to other patients where they sort of refer to isometrics as medicine, and they just feel like it's like brushing your teeth, and it sort of just keeps the pain at bay, keeps the tendon healthy, keeps some blood flow there, keeps the strength in it. But despite all this good stuff, like, it is the early stage exercise, so I mean, it's not gonna. I've seen some people where they're like, "Oh, okay, I expected it to fix my tendon," but you've got to go heavier. You've got to go eventually through range, so isotonically go up onto your toes and then back down. So you've got to move the calf muscle and Achilles tendon through range, because that mimics what it does in running. And then at higher loads and even ballistic loads, so plyometric training. So you're mimicking the loads of running to really, for it to get strong enough to handle running. So it's not the one-size-fits-all fix, but it is a great early stage exercise. Now, I've prescribed it in so many various forms, I'm not sure which one to show. But generally my rule of thumb is I either do it sitting down or standing up, depending on how sore they are. So if they're really sore, I do calf raises while they're sitting down and just get them to lean their body weight through their knees. If that's too easy and they don't even get any pain and they don't look like they're actually getting challenged, then I do it standing up, so on two legs standing up. And then I monitor their pain during the calf raise and after, and then I also on next visit I would generally see how they've gone throughout the week, and monitor their morning stiffness, and often get them to fill out a questionnaire called the Visa A questionnaire, which sort of gives us a good guide as to how they're responding to the strength exercise. Is it well pitched or is it too much? So then if the exercise is too easy with two legs standing up, then I'd go to a single leg calf hold standing up. If that's too easy, then I'd add weight. But it's highly likely if it's an early stage exercise, then we would have found one of those exercises that I've just mentioned fit the picture and be an adequate strength exercise. So if I was just quickly show you. So on this seat, a great early isometric strength exercise, if they're really stirred up on day one, is potentially leaning forward, putting your body weight through your knees, raising up onto your toes, and holding this position. Now, dosage-wise, I wouldn't get too caught up in it. Ebony Rio study did specify 5 lots of 45 seconds, but I've had good results with even 3 lots of 30 seconds or 5 lots of 30 seconds, and I've heard other practitioners specify different dosages as well and have good results too. But yeah, generally I do 3 lots of 30 seconds, say, monitor their pain, and what I was trying to say before, if that's only sort of like a 1 out of 10, then that's probably a bit too easy. So you might look to do it on just one leg and put a bit more body weight, or even get some external weight like a sandbag from Bunnings, like a 20 kilo sandbag, and put that on as well. You monitor their pain. Now if that's starting to get to a 7 out of 10, then that's too much, then they go back to doing it on 2. If that's a 3 out of 10, then it's perfect. If it's 1 out of 10 still, then I'd probably get them standing up and doing it standing up, and make sure all the technique tips that I went through in previous video were upheld. And yeah, I'd do something like 3 lots of 30 seconds with this one to great one to do in the morning. Try to just warm it up, get it going, alleviate the pain. Yeah, so 3 lots of 30 seconds standing up. Now you could do that on 2 legs. If that was a 3 out of 10, then it's quite well pitched. But if their perceived pain rating was a 7 out of 10, then it's too hard to go back to doing the single leg sitting down. If it's too easy, it's still a 1 out of 10, then you definitely would progress to the single leg, 3 lots of 30 seconds, like that. Now, often that's enough. Like I dare say, like if you're seeing someone early days, then they're going to be sort of somewhere around there on that continuum. And then I suppose what I want to go through on the next few videos is how I'd look to progress them from there. All right, thanks.